You are standing in a foreign country. You are hungry. You want to order food, but you do not know what to say. Or you are lost and you need directions, but the words will not come. Or you are in a shop and you cannot figure out how to ask for help. These moments are real. They happen to real people every day. And today, we are going to make sure they never happen to you.
Welcome to the episode that could save your next trip. Today, we are talking about travel English, the English you actually need when you are out in the real world. Not textbook English, not classroom English, real, practical survival English for ordering food, shopping, and asking for directions.
Welcome to English Today 77.
If you have ever traveled to an English-speaking country or a country where English is widely used, you know that classroom English sometimes feels very different from street English. The way people talk in real life is faster, more casual, and full of phrases that you never learned in school. Today, we are going to bridge that gap. We are going to give you the real phrases that real people use in real situations.
But before we start, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation abroad where you needed English but could not find the words? Maybe you pointed at a menu item because you did not know how to order it. Maybe you smiled and nodded when someone gave you directions, even though you understood nothing. Maybe you paid too much for something because you did not know how to ask about the price. Write your experience in the comments. We want to hear from you.
And if you have never traveled yet, but you are planning to, this episode is even more important for you because preparation is everything. When you know the phrases before you need them, you feel confident. And when you feel confident, you communicate better. So let us get started.
We are going to cover three main situations today: ordering food at a restaurant or cafe, shopping in stores, and asking for directions. For each situation, we are going to give you real phrases, real examples, and real conversations you can study and practice you can use.
Let us start with food, because hunger is one of the most urgent human needs. And being in a foreign place when you are hungry and you cannot communicate is one of the most stressful travel experiences.
Let me tell you about a student named Marco. He was from Brazil, and he visited London for the first time. He walked into a traditional English pub because he was hungry. The server came to his table and said, "Are you ready to order?" And Marco panicked. He had studied English for 4 years, but in that moment, sitting in a real pub with a real server looking at him, his mind went completely blank.
He pointed at something on the menu and said, "This one, please." And it worked, but he felt embarrassed afterward. And he thought there has to be a better way. And there is. The phrases are simple. You just need to know them before you need them.
So here are the essential phrases for ordering food at a restaurant or cafe.
The first thing that happens when you sit down is the server greets you. They might say, "Hello, welcome," or "Hi there, my name is," and then their name, "and I will be your server today." Your response is simple. "Hello, thank you," or "Hi, thanks." Very simple.
Then they will ask if you are ready to order. They might say, "Are you ready to order?" Or, "Can I take your order?" Or, "What would you like today?" If you are ready, you say, "Yes, I would like," followed by what you want. "Yes, I would like the pasta, please." Or, "Yes, I will have the grilled chicken." "I will have" is another very natural way to order. "I will have the fish and chips, please."
If you need more time, say, "Sorry, could I have a few more minutes?" Or, "I am still deciding. Could you come back in a moment?" These are completely normal things to say, and no server will be bothered by them.
When you want to ask about something on the menu, use these phrases. "What is in this dish?" That means, what are the ingredients? "Is this spicy?" "Does this come with any sides?" Sides are the extra foods that come with a main dish, like fries or salad. "What do you recommend?" This is a great question because the server knows the menu better than you do, and they will usually suggest the best or most popular items.
If you have any dietary requirements, meaning foods you cannot or do not eat, you need to know these phrases. I am vegetarian. I am vegan. Vegetarian means you do not eat meat. Vegan means you do not eat any animal products at all. I am allergic to, followed by the food you are allergic to. I am allergic to nuts. I am lactose intolerant. Lactose intolerant means you cannot eat dairy products, like milk and cheese, without feeling sick.
These phrases are important for your health, so please learn them and use them confidently. Do not be shy about your dietary needs.
When the food arrives, the server might say, "Here you are," or "Enjoy your meal," or "Can I get you anything else?" Your responses are, "Thank you, this looks great," or "No thank you, I think I have everything," or "Actually, could I get some more water, please?"
When you are finished and you want to pay, you need to ask for the bill. In American English, you say, "Check, please," or "Could we get the check?" In British English, you say, "Could we have the bill, please?" Both mean the same thing. You want to pay and leave.
If you want to pay separately, meaning each person pays for their own food, say, "We would like to pay separately," or "Could we split the bill?" Split the bill means to divide the total amount between the people eating.
And here is a phrase that many travelers forget. Always say thank you to your server. In English-speaking countries, this is very important culturally. A simple, "This was delicious, thank you," or "Everything was wonderful, thank you so much," goes a very long way.
Are you understanding all of this? Food ordering is one of the most important travel skills. Let us review the key phrases quickly. I would like. I will have. What is in this dish? What do you recommend? I am allergic to. Could I have the bill, please? Could we split the bill? Say these phrases out loud right now if you can. Saying them helps you remember them.
Now, let us talk about shopping. Shopping is another situation where language barriers can cause problems. You walk into a store, you want to find something, you want to ask about price, you want to try something on, and you need the right words for all of these things.
When you first walk into a store, a staff member might approach you and ask, "Can I help you today?" Or, "Are you looking for anything in particular?" If you want help, say, "Yes, I am looking for," followed by what you need. "Yes, I am looking for a jacket." "Yes, I am trying to find something for a friend." If you just want to browse, meaning look around without help, say, "No thank you, I am just browsing." Just browsing is one of the most useful shopping phrases in English.
When you find something you like and you want more information, use these phrases. How much does this cost? Or, how much is this? Both mean the same thing. You want to know the price. Do you have this in a different size? Do you have this in a different color? Is this on sale? On sale means it is being sold at a reduced price, cheaper than normal. Do you have anything cheaper? Or is there a less expensive option?
If you want to try something on, meaning to wear it briefly in the store to see if it fits, say, "Could I try this on, please?" Or, "Where are the fitting rooms?" Fitting rooms are the small rooms where you can try on clothes before buying them.
Let me tell you about another student. Her name is Yuki, and she was from Japan. She was shopping in New York, and she found a beautiful dress. She wanted to ask if they had it in her size, but she did not know the phrase. So she stood there holding the dress, feeling confused and embarrassed.
Finally, a kind store assistant came over and asked, "Can I help you?" And Yuki managed to say, "This dress, size small, you have?" Her English was broken, but the assistant understood. She helped Yuki find her size. But Yuki told me later that she wished she had known the proper phrase. "Do you have this in a small?"
That is the phrase. Do you have this in a small? Or do you have this in a medium? Or do you have this in a large? Simple, clear, and effective.
Other important shopping phrases include, "Is this the final price?" "Can I get a discount?" This might feel bold, but in markets and smaller shops, it is perfectly acceptable to ask. In large department stores, the prices are usually fixed. Fixed means they do not change. But in markets, negotiation is often expected.
When you are at the checkout, meaning the place where you pay, you will hear phrases like, "Did you find everything okay?" Your answer is, "Yes, thank you." Or, "Actually, I was looking for something, but I could not find it." You might also hear, "Would you like a bag?" You can say, "Yes, please." Or, "No, thank you. I have my own."
If you want to return something, meaning bring it back to the store because you do not want it, say, "I would like to return this, please." Or, "I would like to exchange this for a different size." Do you have a return policy? Return policy means the rules about when and how you can bring things back.
And always keep your receipt. Receipt is the paper that shows what you bought and how much you paid. If you need to return something, you will almost always need your receipt.
Are you following us? Shopping English is very practical. Let us review the key phrases. I am just browsing. How much is this? Do you have this in a different size? Could I try this on? Where are the fitting rooms? Is this on sale? I would like to return this. These are your essential shopping phrases.
Now let us talk about asking for directions. This is perhaps the most stressful travel English situation because you are lost, you are confused, and you need help from a stranger. And that stranger is going to give you information that you need to understand correctly. Otherwise, you will end up even more lost.
Let me tell you about a student named Chen. He was visiting Paris, and he needed to find the Eiffel Tower. He knew it was nearby, but he was turned around. Turned around means confused about which direction to go. He approached a local person and said, "Excuse me, Eiffel Tower, where?" The person understood and pointed in a direction and said something in fast English about walking and turning and crossing a bridge.
Chen nodded politely and walked in the direction the person pointed. 40 minutes later, he was completely lost. Not because the person gave him wrong directions, but because he had not understood the directions and had been too embarrassed to ask for them to be repeated.
This is why knowing the phrases for asking for and understanding directions is so important. You need to be able to ask clearly, and you need to be able to ask for repetition or clarification when you do not understand.
Here are the essential phrases for asking directions.
Start with a polite opener. "Excuse me, could you help me?" Or, "Excuse me, I am a little lost." Starting with "excuse me" is important because it is polite and it signals that you need someone's attention. "I am a little lost" is honest, and people are generally very willing to help someone who admits they are lost.
Then ask your question. How do I get to, followed by the place? How do I get to the train station? Where is the nearest, followed by what you were looking for? Where is the nearest pharmacy? Is the hotel far from here? How far is the airport? How long does it take to walk to the museum?
When someone gives you directions, they will often use these words and phrases. Go straight. That means walk forward without turning. Turn left. Turn right. At the traffic lights. At the roundabout. A roundabout is a circular road junction where traffic moves around a central island. Take the second street on the left. Cross the bridge. It is on your right. It is on your left. You cannot miss it. You cannot miss it means it is very easy to see, very obvious.
When you are at the checkout, meaning the place where you pay, you will hear phrases like, "Did you find everything okay?" Your answer is, "Yes, thank you." Or, "Actually, I was looking for something, but I could not find it." You might also hear, "Would you like a bag?" You can say, "Yes, please." Or, "No, thank you. I have my own."
If you want to return something, meaning bring it back to the store because you do not want it, say, "I would like to return this, please." Or, "I would like to exchange this for a different size." Do you have a return policy? Return policy means the rules about when and how you can bring things back.
And always keep your receipt. Receipt is the paper that shows what you bought and how much you paid. If you need to return something, you will almost always need your receipt.
Are you following us? Shopping English is very practical. Let us review the key phrases. I am just browsing. How much is this? Do you have this in a different size? Could I try this on? Where are the fitting rooms? Is this on sale? I would like to return this. These are your essential shopping phrases.
Now let us talk about asking for directions. This is perhaps the most stressful travel English situation because you are lost, you are confused, and you need help from a stranger. And that stranger is going to give you information that you need to understand correctly. Otherwise, you will end up even more lost.
Let me tell you about a student named Chen. He was visiting Paris, and he needed to find the Eiffel Tower. He knew it was nearby, but he was turned around. Turned around means confused about which direction to go. He approached a local person and said, "Excuse me, Eiffel Tower, where?" The person understood and pointed in a direction and said something in fast English about walking and turning and crossing a bridge.
These 3 sets of phrases will carry you through most travel situations. They are simple, they are practical, and they will make your travel experience so much more comfortable and enjoyable.
Now we want to hear from you. Do you have a travel story where language was a challenge? Or a situation where you wish you had known these phrases? Write it in the comments. Your story might help another listener. And if you have any questions about any of the phrases we covered today, write those in the comments too. We will answer every question.
If this episode helped you, please hit the like button. It helps more people find this podcast. And subscribe to English Today 77 if you have not already. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new episode.
Share this episode with a friend who is planning to travel. These phrases could make a real difference on their trip. Send it to them today.
Thank you for being here. Keep practicing these phrases. Say them out loud. Practice them at home before your next trip. And when the moment comes in real life, you will be ready.
We will see you in the next episode. Travel safely, speak confidently, and enjoy every moment. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye and happy travels.